If you grew up in the 1990s Britain, you didn't just have a childhood, you survived a once-in-history glitch between the old world and the internet age. You recorded songs off the radio, waited for teletext pages to load line by line, fed a tiny screaming Tamagotchi, and risked actual injury just to play British Bulldog at lunch. No smartphones, no social media, just dial-up, VHS, cassette tapes, and a level of freedom that would give modern parents a panic attack. In this video, we're breaking down 10 shocking truths about growing up in 90s Britain. From banned playground games to secret money traps your parents never saw coming. And stick around to the end, because I'll reveal the one playground game so chaotic it was actually banned by schools across the country. And you almost definitely played it. 1. The Mixtape Hunger Games. Sunday nights weren't relaxing. They were a mixtape mission. You sat by your stereo with a blank TDK cassette, finger hovering over the record button, waiting for your favorite song on the UK Top 40. One mistake, the DJ talking over the intro, the news cutting in too early, and your perfect mix was ruined. We mastered the pause record technique just to avoid the DJ's voice and squeeze in every second of music. The funny part? The music industry said home taping is killing music, but those tapes actually helped bands, turning casual listeners into real fans who later bought albums and tickets. Those old, badly recorded mixtapes are now time capsules of 90s Britain that exist nowhere else. 2. Saturday morning TV was a religion. Saturday mornings were non-negotiable. You woke up early for Live Kids TV. No pause, no replay, no, I'll watch it later. Miss it, and Monday at school you were finished. Everyone would be quoting jokes from the show while you stood there clueless. CBBC and CITV were in a full-on ratings war, scheduling their best shows at the exact same time so families had to pick sides. Meanwhile, kids called in on landlines, fighting through busy tones just to win a t-shirt or get shouted out on TV. We thought it was just fun, but those shows were actually creating parasocial relationships before social media even existed. 3. Blockbuster, family night or money trap. Going to Blockbuster was like a pilgrimage. You walked the blue aisles, argued over VHS covers, and finally picked one movie for the whole family. But behind the nostalgia was a brutal business model: late fees. Blockbuster made a huge amount of money not from the rental itself, but from you returning it late. Stores understocked the hottest new releases so people would hold on to them longer and quietly rack up more fees. The good side? There was no endless scrolling. You picked a film and you committed to it, no matter how bad it turned out. 4. CD burning and the school black market. When CD burners arrived, we felt like tech geniuses. You'd spend hours building the perfect track list, burn it onto a CD, and design a cover in Microsoft Paint. But if someone slammed a door or your PC glitched at 98%, your masterpiece turned into a shiny drinks coaster. At school, an underground CD economy exploded. There was always that one kid who sold custom mixes from their backpack. 5. MSN Messenger. The original drama machine before WhatsApp and Instagram DMs, we had MSN Messenger. And it was emotional chaos. Your username was a whole mood. Song lyrics, symbols, inside jokes. That school sucks status was basically a distress signal inviting long late-night chats. The nudge feature was a digital slap, shaking your screen until you replied. And the real power move, appearing offline while secretly watching who came and went. MSN taught us online jealousy, overthinking, and ghosting long before social media made it global. 6. PlayStation vs N64, the friendship war. The 90s didn't just have console wars, they had friendship wars. PlayStation kids boasted about Final Fantasy VII and Metal Gear Solid. N64 kids flexed GoldenEye and Mario Kart 64 with legendary four-player chaos in split-screen battles. Screen looking was considered cheating, punished by dead arms and shouting. Gaming magazines acted like propaganda, each side convincing you the other console was inferior trash. You weren't just picking a console, you were picking a tribe. 7 text messages that made billions. When texting first appeared, it wasn't infinite or free. You had 160 characters, each message cost money, so every text was written like a tiny poem. We created a new language, NEL8RCUM8, all born from saving characters and cache. Predictive text constantly betrayed you, turning normal words into nonsense and forcing you to retype everything. 8 teletext, slower than dial-up. But we loved it before Google. We had CFAX and teletext. You typed a 3-digit number and watched as the page slowly appeared, line by pixelated line. You remembered page codes like phone numbers, 302 for football scores, 140 for news, 160 for weather. There was even a bizarre quiz called Bamboozle that seemed designed to annoy you on purpose. 9 Tamagotchi, digital pet or tiny dictator? Tamagotchis weren't just toys. They were tiny digital tyrants. They beeped for food, cleaning, attention, and if you ignored them, they died. Coming home from school to find your Tamagotchi surrounded by pixel poo and a gravestone felt like real guilt. Schools banned them, so kids started paying classmates to Tamagotchi sit during lessons. A full-on mini black market. Banned playground games that made us tough. 90s British playgrounds were wild. You had British Bulldog, a full contact charge across the playground where someone almost always got hurt. So many schools banned it that it became almost legendary. Kirby standing on opposite sides of the road bouncing a ball off the curb while hoping cars didn't ruin the game. Kiss Chase in 4040, chaotic, noisy, totally unmoderated. These games needed no equipment, just energy and a high pain tolerance. Growing up in 90s, Britain meant living in the sweet spot. We had just enough technology to feel modern, but not enough to control every second of our lives. No constant notifications, no social media pressure, no permanent screenshots of every mistake we made. We weren't curating content. We were just existing, loud, messy, and offline. If this hit your nostalgia hard, the mixtapes, Tamagotchis, Blockbuster, Kids TV, British Bulldog, and Kirby in the playground. Hit subscribe, drop a comment with your craziest 90s memory, and share this with that friend who still has Pokemon cards or an old Tamagotchi in a drawer. We weren't just 90s kids. We were the last generation to know what it felt like to be truly unreachable and absolutely alive.